Let's talk sports now. We've got breaking news as CAF's president Ahmad has been banned for 5 years. George Addy Jr. joins me in studio with more. George, tell us about the genesis of this FIFA ethics inquiry that's ended in this 5-year ban.
So as far as I'm concerned, and for most of you who have been following closely what's been happening on the continent with regards to football, Ahmad has been under a lot of investigations. There's so many things that's been happening and going wrong with him. I feel that he had so many members of his inner circle give us hints that something was terribly wrong. The General Secretary who died on February 23 last year did indicate that there was a lot wrong. You remember in the process, FIFA even had to bring in Fatima Samara, the General Secretary, to act as CAF President for a while. So when did all
and
of this
also
start?
to improve governance.
Yes. And when did all of this start? There was a certain trip, they call it, yes, it's like a pilgrimage all the way to Mecca that was sponsored by Ahmad, who was a CAF president, and the investigations that proved that he used CAF money to sponsor 15 African federation heads, for that particular trip. That's where everything started. And he's been under the close watch of FIFA's adjudicatory body, who have indicated that he is banned for 5 years on a number of grounds. One, about 4 of the codes of FIFA, the ethics, and you remember, I don't want to mention Kwesi Nyantakyi, I don't want to mention that, but you remember that one of the key things that Kwesi Nyantakyi had wrong was the code of ethics that says the rules that govern taking bribes, rules that govern taking gifts, and more importantly, the misappropriation of funds as a CAF president. So when you look at the letter that they have released from FIFA's adjudicatory body, they have indicated that on these 4 grounds, the president has failed and he's been banned for 5 years. That is very interesting because there was supposed to be a CAF election next year in March. And this actually rules him out of it. And it feels like he's paving way for the South African millionaire, Patrice Motsepe, who is the owner of Mamelodi Sundowns. So that's where we are. And it's not a big surprise to anyone who has been following this. Ahmad was definitely on a tightrope, and I think that it's just gotten to a point where FIFA are deciding that at this point, there's nothing more they can do for him. Because if we're going according to what we have, or what has gone on before for us, perhaps this ban should have happened a long time ago with the kind of things that he's been found guilty of. We're told that he's going to try and appeal. I don't know how far and how this is going because... But
this takes immediate effects?
It takes immediate effect straight away. And that's why we're saying that he cannot even contest for the CAF election. It's very interesting because you look at it again from the political angle. There's a school of thought that says that, well, immediately you fall out with Gianni Infantino, the FIFA president, you're in trouble. We don't know how that's true. We don't have any evidence to prove that. But for Ahmad, you can say for sure that even people who he worked with closely, and I can tell you likes the names of Ahmad Punik, the former Nigeria Football Association head. He's made a clear point about it. He's had issues about all of that, and he said that look, there were problems with Ahmad's administration. So we've had a lot of hints.
So generally, is it more of a leadership defects or what? Because I know that we were all pretty excited when he took charge back in 2017, and even with this investigation ongoing, he still announced his candidature. He was going for re-election.
Going for re-election, yes.
And he had denied all the allegations against him.
He sticks there. That's why he says that he's going to appeal. But when you have too many members of your inner circle coming out and having issues with you, it just tells us from the back that something has happened again for the entire football world that says that we are trying to take out somebody who has been there for too long. Because on paper, truly, the former CAF president, Issa Hayatou, didn't go wrong. There's nothing tabled anywhere. There's no evidence.
Even though there were a lot of talks and accusations or perceptions.
Yes, there's nothing concrete, nothing complete that Issa Hayatou indeed did something wrong.
Where does this leave CAF, George?
It's a mess. And I don't want anyone to do any comparisons between Ahmad and Issa Hayatou. The truth is we have to do what we need to do and do the right things. We cannot allow this or based on what we've seen and what the FIFA adjudicatory body is indicating, we cannot allow this to be ongoing in an association that's supposed to be galvanizing and ensuring that African football gets where it is. Later on, when we come with our various bulletins, we'll give you a proper timeline of where all of these things started, how many issues have come up about Ahmad, and why you shouldn't be surprised that you're here. But the bigger question is, when you think that one man is not good and you go for another who gives you this, then you have a lot of trouble. So we're looking forward to the elections in March. And that will be very, very interesting because now it looks like the path is cleared.
It's beginning to sound like the devil you know is better than the angel you don't know.
I mean.
But George, do you know that you could be owing about 9,000 Ghana cedis as a Ghanaian?
I'm used to us owing a lot, but it's interesting.
Well, that's if we're distributing what we owe as a nation. Our debt stock has gone up. Darryl Parr has got a lot more in business.